My in-laws forced a $3,000 check on us for a car we didn't want, then demanded we buy a house they chose. Now they're guilt-tripping us for refusing, and I'm so done with their control. I'm 28, married to Michael, who's 27, and we've got a 5-year-old kid who's the light of our lives but also a magnet for chaos lately. We're just regular people trying to keep our heads above water. Decent jobs, a small house we're still paying off, the usual. Things were mostly fine until my in-laws decided our finances are their personal playground. I'm at my wit's end, and I need to vent somewhere, so here I am on Reddit spilling it all. Bear with me, it's a long one. Started small, I guess. Michael's parents have always been involved. His dad's the scruff. I've been around longer than you type who thinks he's the family kingpin, and his mom's the queen of passive-aggressive guilt trips. Like, she'll say, "Oh, we just want to make sure you're okay," while her eyes scream, "You'd be lost without us." They've got money, not rich, but comfortable, and they've helped us out before. A few years back, when Michael lost his job and I was still in school, they loaned us a chunk to cover rent and bills. We paid it back, every cent, but they act like it's a permanent IOU on our souls. Fast forward to now. We're doing okay. Michael's a mechanic, I work in admin at a clinic, and we're saving up to maybe buy a bigger place someday. But every time we make a move, the in-laws are there, hovering. Last month, it hit a boiling point. Our car crapped out, transmission blew, $2,000 down the drain. We'd been stashing cash for a down payment on a house, so we figured we'd dip into that, fix the car, and rebuild the savings. No big deal, right? Wrong. Michael mentioned it to his mom over the phone, and suddenly it's World War III. Next thing I know, his dad's at our door with a check. "Take this," he says, shoving it at me like I'm a charity case. "You can't be driving that kid around in a death trap." I'm standing there, stunned, holding this check for $3,000, like, more than we even need, and he's already lecturing me about how we should have bought a new car years ago. I try to say we've got it handled, but he cuts me off with, "Don't be prideful, you're a family now." Meanwhile, his mom's nodding behind him, all fake concerned, going, "We just worry about our grandson." I'm not ungrateful, at least I don't want to be. But here's the kicker. That check came with strings. A week later, we're over at their place for dinner, and his mom's asking how we're managing the car situation. I say we fixed it, paid the mechanic, and we're good. She smiles that tight little smile and goes, "Oh, well, we thought you'd put the rest towards something smart, like a new vehicle. You know, since we helped. Helped? We didn't ask for it." I bite my tongue, but inside I'm fuming. Michael just shrugs it off like, "That's how they are." But I'm over here thinking, this isn't normal. That's when the real meddling kicked in. They found out we're house hunting. Michael let it slip because of course he did, and now they've got opinions on everything. His dad thinks we should buy some fixer-upper an hour away because it's a steal. Never mind that we'd be commuting forever and renovating with what? Spit and hope? His mom keeps sending us Zillow links to places way out of our budget, saying, "We could pitch in if you need it." I don't want their money. I want to do this ourselves, on our terms. But every time I push back, they act like I'm spitting in their faces. It's not just the big stuff either. Our kid started kindergarten this year, and they've decided they're his personal benefactors. They bought him this insane backpack, $50, with lights and crap he doesn't need. And then his mom calls me, all chipper, going, "We got him some school clothes too, since you've been so busy." Busy? I'm his mom. I've got it covered. But now they're showing up with bags of stuff, and if I say no, I'm the bad guy. Last week, his dad even said, "You should be saving for his college, not wasting money on cheap clothes." Excuse me? Who says we're not saving? It's like they think we're broke without their input. Michael's no help half the time. He's sweet, don't get me wrong. Works hard, great dad, but he hates confrontation. I'll be ranting in the kitchen, chopping veggies like I'm auditioning for a slasher flick, saying, "We need to tell them to back off." And he's all, "They mean well, babe. They helped us before." Yeah, 4 years ago. I get that he feels guilty, but I'm drowning here. I want us to be a team, not puppets on his parents' strings. We've had a few fights about it. Quiet ones after the kid's asleep, where I'm like, are we running our life or are they? And he just sighs and says he'll talk to them. Spoiler, he doesn't. Then there's Tara, Michael's sister. She's 30, single, no kids, and thinks she's the family spokesperson. She's loud, bossy, and always in our business. She's been on the in-laws' payroll too. Apparently they paid off her car last year, so she's all team parents. She called me up after the car thing, going, "You're lucky they're so generous. Most people don't have that." I wanted to scream, "I didn't ask for it." But I just said, "We're fine, Tara," and hung up. At that dinner I mentioned, she cornered me by the dessert table, half a brownie in her mouth, saying, "You know, if you just listened to Dad, you wouldn't be so stressed." Oh, really? Listening to him is why I'm stressed. The house thing was the final straw. We found a place we love. 3 bedrooms, decent yard, 15 minutes from Michael's shop. It's tight, but we can swing it with our savings and a loan we pre-qualified for. We're excited, kids excited, even the realtor's excited. Then his parents get wind of it. His dad calls Michael and starts in, "That's too much house for you. You'll be underwater in a year." His mom chimes in with, "We could co-sign if you pick something smaller." Co-sign? I'd rather live in a tent. I tell Michael, "No way are they on our mortgage." And he agrees, but then he's waffling the next day, saying, "Maybe they're right about the cost." We had it out big time. Kid was at a sleepover, thank God, because I was pacing the living room, voice shaking, going, "I can't keep doing this. They're suffocating us." Michael's on the couch, head in his hands, muttering, "I don't know what to do. They're my parents. I get it, I do. My mom's a saint and my dad's pretty chill, so I don't have this baggage. But I need him to pick a side. Our side." He finally says, "Okay, we'll tell them it's our call." But I can tell he's dreading it. The blowout happened last weekend. We're at their place. Big mistake. Talking houses, and his dad pulls out a freaking notepad with better options he's researched. I snap. Not proud of it, but I'd had it. I say, "We've got this. We don't need your list or your money." His dad's face goes red, and he's like, "After all we've done, this is how you thank us?" His mom starts with the waterworks. "We're just trying to help our grandbaby." And Tara jumps in, "You're so ungrateful, it's embarrassing." I'm shaking, but I hold my ground. We're adults. We make our own choices. Michael's quiet, too quiet, and I'm thinking, back me up, man. We left early, kid in tow, and the ride home was silent. Later, Michael says, "You didn't have to go off like that." And I'm like, they didn't have to treat us like kids. He admits they're pushy but thinks I overreacted. Now they're texting him. Not me. Acting hurt. And Tara's blowing up my phone with crap like, "You owe them an apology." I don't think I do. But part of me wonders if I went too far. Maybe I could have been calmer, or maybe we do need their help and I'm just stubborn. I keep replaying it. Sitting here at our scratched-up dining table, bills stacked next to my coffee mug. I want our family to stand on its own, but they've got me doubting myself. The car's fixed. The house is still in play, but I feel like I'm fighting a war I didn't sign up for. Michael's torn, the kid's clueless, and I'm just tired. So, am I the bad guy here? Should I have swallowed it and played nice? I don't know anymore. Update. The latest since that instance. Okay, so it's been 6 months since that whole blowout with Michael's parents, and I figured it's time to fill you guys in. A lot's changed, some for the better, some, well, I'm still figuring out how I feel about it. Life's been a roller coaster, and I'm just trying to hang on. After that night where I snapped at his dad and walked out, things went quiet for a bit. Too quiet, honestly. Michael's parents didn't call, didn't text, nothing. I thought maybe they were giving us space, but nope, they were just regrouping. About 2 weeks later, Michael comes home from work looking like he's seen a ghost. Turns out his mom cornered him at the shop during his lunch break, all teary-eyed, saying stuff like, "We don't even know our grandson anymore," and "We just want to be part of your lives." Classic guilt trip. He didn't say much to her, just nodded and promised to work on things. But when he told me, I was livid. I mean, ambushing him at work? That's next level. I told him straight up, they don't get to pull that card after treating us like idiots. He agreed, finally, and said he'd handle it. And you know what? He actually did. He called his mom that night, calm but firm, and said, "We need boundaries. We love you, but the money stuff stops now." I was proud of him, shocked, but proud. She didn't take it well. Lots of dramatic sighs, and after all we've done. But Michael held his ground. His dad got on the phone too, grumbling about respect, but Michael just repeated himself until they hung up. I thought, okay, maybe we're turning a corner here. We pushed forward with the house. Signed the papers, moved in 3 months ago, and holy crap, it's ours. No cosign, no in-law cash, just us, our savings, and a mortgage we can handle. The kid loves his new room. He's got this little nook where he builds Lego forts, and Michael's been tinkering in the garage like it's his personal kingdom. Me? I'm obsessed with the kitchen. It's small, but it's mine, and I don't have anyone peering over my shoulder telling me how to stock the fridge. For a while, it felt like we'd won, like we'd finally clawed our independence back. But then Christmas rolled around, and oh boy, that's when it got messy again. We invited his parents over, thinking we could start fresh. Bad idea. They show up with this giant gift for the kid, a freaking electric ride-on car, like something out of a toy catalog. He's 5. He doesn't need that. I'm trying to keep my cool, smiling through gritted teeth, while his mom goes, "We couldn't resist. He's our only grandbaby." Michael's grinning, playing with the kid, and I'm over here thinking, here we go again. Sure enough, halfway through dinner, his dad starts in, "That garage could use some work. I could get you a deal on tools if you'd let me help." I nearly choked on my mashed potatoes. Help? That's code for control. I didn't blow up this time, learned my lesson, but I did say, "We've got it covered, thanks." His mom jumps in with, "Oh, we just want to make sure you're settled." And I'm like, "We are. We're good." The rest of the night was tense as hell. They left early, and Michael's dad muttered something about us being too proud on the way out. I looked at Michael, waiting for him to say something, anything, but he just shrugged and started clearing plates. I let it go, but it's been gnawing at me since. Here's where it gets weirder. A month ago, Michael's mom called me. Not him, me, out of the blue. First time since the fight. She's all soft-spoken, saying, "I know we've overstepped, and I'm sorry." I'm sitting there, phone to my ear, dumbfounded. She goes on about how they miss us, miss the kid, and just want to find a way forward. No mention of money, no guilt trip, just an apology. I didn't know what to say, so I mumbled something like, "Yeah, okay, we'll see," and hung up. I told Michael, and he's cautiously optimistic, like, maybe they're finally getting it. I'm not so sure. Part of me wants to believe it, but after everything, I'm paranoid it's a trap. Like they're buttering us up to swoop back in. Meanwhile, me and Michael are stronger than ever, mostly. The house fight forced us to get real with each other. We've had late-night talks, sprawled on the couch with cheap beer, figuring out what we want our family to be. He stepped up big time, handles his parents when they call, keeps me in the loop, even started a little savings jar for the kids' college fund without anyone nagging him. But I can tell he's still torn. He loves them, and I get that. I'd be wrecked if my folks pulled this crap, but I need him to keep that backbone he's growing. The kid's oblivious, thank God. He's happy. Loves school, loves the house, loves that dumb car his grandparents got him. I've been firm about gifts, though. Told Michael we're setting a rule. Anything over $20, they run by us first. He nodded, said he'd tell them, and so far, they haven't pushed back. Small win, I guess. So where are we now? His parents are hovering less, but I'm not convinced they've changed. Last week, his dad texted Michael about some investment opportunity he heard about. Didn't ask us to jump in, just thought we'd be interested. I rolled my eyes so hard I nearly sprained something. Michael laughed it off, said, "He's trying." But I'm like, trying what? To sneak back in. We didn't bite, obviously, but it's little stuff like that that keeps me on edge. I'm different too. I used to stew in silence, but now I'm vocal, maybe too vocal. When his mom called, I could have been nicer, but I'm so done with the games. I love our life. The messy, loud, imperfect chaos of it. And I'll fight tooth and nail to keep it ours. Michael gets that now, I think. He's even joked about framing our mortgage papers as a screw you to anyone who doubts us. I laughed. But honestly, I'd hang it up. Looking back, that fight 6 months ago was a breaking point. It sucked. Still does sometimes, but it forced us to draw a line. His parents might never fully back off, and I'm learning to live with that. But if they want in our lives, it's on our terms, not theirs. I'm just hoping the next call isn't another helpful suggestion about our bank account. So yeah, that's the update. We're standing, maybe even thriving, but I've got this nagging feeling it's not over. Am I out of line for still being wary?
Thanks for watching. Give a like, hit subscribe, and see what's next.